"Okay, Chad, it's getting close to bedtime," said Jim. "Your mom and dad are gonna be here in the morning to pick you up." "But Grandpa, I want to stay up and play some more." "What if I tell you a story? Will you get ready for bed then?" "Yeah, a story." Chad jumped up and ran to his bedroom. As soon as Jim began telling his story, all the lights in the house went out. "What happened?" asked Chad. "I don't know. I'll go see what the problem is." "You stay here," said Jim. He left the bedroom and walked to the living room where the breaker box was located. Using only the moonlight coming through the window to see, he blindly flipped switches, hoping one of them would restore power to the house. But none of them did the trick. Suddenly, a bright light beamed through the window. Jim squinted and looked at what was causing the light. All he could see was a bright circle, like a street lamp hanging in the darkness. Then, he heard a sound. It was like a drill scraping away at his brain. The noise got louder as the light stayed on. Jim felt dizzy. His nose started bleeding. He yelled at it, "Stay away! Don't come any closer!" The light remained in front of the window, motionless. Out of nowhere, a high-pitched ringing noise blared from the light. Jim grabbed his ears in pain. He screamed in agony. He started losing vision, but thought he could almost make out a human figure. "What is that thing?" Before he could realize what he was actually looking at, Jim collapsed on the floor unconscious. Chad heard the loud bang come from the living room and got out of bed. "Grandpa?" As he walked through the living room, he found Jim laying on the ground. He shook his grandpa and tried yelling for him to wake up, but he wasn't responding. Chad looked around, but there was nobody there. Welcome to SCP Exposed. Today we bring you Safe Class Subject number 1093, also known as the Lamp Man. But before we begin, be sure to leave a like and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future SCP cases. SCP-1093 is a Caucasian human male standing 1.68 meters in height, or 5 feet and 5 inches tall, and is of average weight. It is estimated to be between 30 to 35 years of age. Its physical head is completely missing, and in its place is a bright light of unknown origin, measuring approximately 1600 lumens. The light itself doesn't give off any heat. On the back of the SCP's neck is a switch labeled on and off, resembling that of a standard North American household light switch. Light only emits when the switch is turned on. When activated, the SCP is dormant. It does not respond to any Foundation staff attempts at interacting with it, and is unresponsive to any external stimuli. While in this state, 1093 doesn't appear capable of speech and doesn't show any signs of sapience. When turned off, it appears entirely headless, and its upper body will go limp. 1093 is also highly radioactive, producing radiation levels that can reach up to 4,000 rad. It isn't known what causes such fatal amounts of radiation. The test subject itself doesn't seem to be affected by the radiation and will continuously emit it whether or not it's been activated. Researchers are unclear as to the cause of these abnormalities. All biological examination of the SCP has shown it to seemingly be a living and healthy human being from the neck down. 1093 exhibits a regular heartbeat and steady, consistent breathing. How it is capable of respiration is unknown, as there are no visible openings to allow any form of oxygen intake or exhalation. 1093 does not appear to require food, water, or rest. Any bodily functions immediately cease upon deactivation. Foundation personnel who have been within the immediate proximity of 1093 have reported experiencing auditory hallucinations. These hallucinations go away shortly after exiting the containment cell. Extended contact with the test subject causes these hallucinations to go on for longer periods of time, usually over the course of several days before eventually stopping. In a number of documented cases, these hallucinations have continued even longer, causing significant distress in the afflicted person. The most commonly experienced sounds produced by 1093 include a high-pitched ringing, a loud drilling noise, and a low pulse similar to that of a human heartbeat. These auditory anomalies all seem to only occur when the SCP is activated, and all seem to come from an undetermined source. In a disclosed report, surgical examination of 1093 was conducted under the supervision of Dr. Redacted on a redacted date. The following is an excerpt of that report. Upon the first abdominal incision when piercing the dermis of the specimen, all agents in the immediate area reported a sudden, high-pitched ringing emanating from an indiscernible source. The ringing continued until the incision was completed and the abdomen of the specimen was fully opened. This ringing process repeated for each subsequent incision made upon the subject. Once the internals were exposed, no organs or skeletal structures could be located. The entire interior of SCP-1093 appears to consist solely of a pale white, opalescent substance. The material has a gelatinous consistency and is filled with many branching, red and blue, vein-like protrusions. It seems to be very durable and resistant to damage, as none of the tools used during the surgery were capable of piercing or scratching it. This substance remains unidentified and no samples were able to be extracted for testing. One abnormality of note is that when handling the exterior portions of SCP-1093's body, all agents could physically feel internal, bone-like structures. The ribcage of SCP-1093 is visible when viewed externally, but no skeleton appears to be present within the interior of SCP-1093. In addition, prior tests have indicated the presence of several functioning internal organs within SCP-1093. All incisions made upon the specimen healed at a normal rate over the course of several months. To this day, 1093 is to be kept inside a sealed 5x5 meter containment cell, encased in a 30 centimeter thick lining of lead. Personnel are prohibited from entering the containment cell or making contact with 1093 unless instructed by Level 4 personnel assigned to the test subject. No staff are permitted to enter the containment cell or make any contact with 1093 without first being suited in the proper radiological protection. SCP-1093 is to remain deactivated at all times unless directly instructed. What did you think of that case? As always, let us know in the comments and tell us which SCP you'd like to see in future stories. We'll see you again next week with another new case. Thanks for watching.